Hello everyone and welcome to Club Reaction to Slavia Prague 1, Rangers 1. Rangers continue their unbeaten run in Europe. I am your host Scott Carney and joining me is Ali Pearson with a fancy new microphone.
It's not as good as Scotia's, but still, it's progress.
There's progress, mate. And obviously Scott Gemmell, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, evening boys. I was just thinking it's been a year ago pretty much to the day since we were all last in Ibrox.
So it was, aye. So it was.
God, aye. That is about a year ago.
Leverkusen game.
It was the 12th of March last year. Bayer Leverkusen at Ibrox. Aye, so.
This seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? After this year, that really does seem like a lifetime ago. Anyway, we're not here to reminisce, gentlemen. We're here to discuss what I think's a very good result for Rangers tonight in Prague. We're obviously going to get into full details of the game, but after the way the first half was going, I couldn't be happier the fact that Rangers have got out there with a draw tonight, and it really puts us in a great position going into the second leg at Ibrox next week. So we'll jump into the starting 11. It was McGregor, Patterson, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Aribo, Kent, Hadji and Morelos. All right, Ali, I know you've had 3 in a row now of getting these teams right, but it was going to be one of two teams, and it was promising to see Gerrard go with the slightly more attacking, if you like.
Yeah, no, I mean, here we go, 3 in a row. I was about to shout that down the phone to you earlier on, but that's 3 in a trot I've got, which is unusual because I couldn't get one all bloody season, so to get 3 in a trot was good. But like you said, it was either going to be Hadji or Arfield in, so it's a 50-50 shot at it. Yeah, I was happy at the team it was attacking. I thought, why not go and have a go at this team, because we've really got nothing to lose. We're in the last 16, and yeah, let's have a go. And yeah, I was happy with the team.
Yeah, I was pretty tough with the team as well, to be honest. I like to see that he decided to take the more attacking option. I feel like, Scotia, were you chuffed enough with the team? You picked the same team as me, didn't you? It was only Ali that got this right.
Yeah, no, I went with Arfield instead of Hadji. And as you've said, it was going to be either one of those teams. And I just had an inkling, because it was going to be away first leg, that you might play with the slightly more defensive team. I wouldn't even call it defensive, but slightly less attacking than the team that he chose. But no, I wasn't. When I came in, I was like, no, that sounds quite good. I kind of thought it had, with that coming in, shades of Ali's 3-2 prediction the other day. That could occur tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, not quite that, mate. But it was we'll jump into the game. It was a tough opening. I would say maybe half an hour or so for Rangers. We'll obviously go through it. It was weird tonight though. There was about 300 or so fans in, apparently, in the stadium tonight. There were key workers in Prague again, apparently. Strange hearing the crowd.
See when they kept doing that. Sorry, Carney. See when they kept doing that clapping all the time. I was like, "Fuck me, man, do my head in."
Well, I think there was either a microphone right on them, or it's just because it's an empty stadium or something that was just reverberating round. But yeah, it was just strange hearing them, and then they were singing and stuff. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Must be different rules in the Czech Republic anyway. But it was definitely strange to hear it. So the first 5 minutes, Rangers were sitting in their kind of defensive shape, waiting for the moment to pounce. They do get a half chance to break out, but Morelos is seen to have fouled the Slavia Prague player. A bit harsh, I thought, but you could see what Rangers were trying to intend to do. Press when the time is right and to try and be patient, but I mean, it didn't take long for Prague to break the deadlock. So on to 6 minutes, then Slavia Prague take the lead. They switch the ball out to the left-hand side. It's cut back to Stanchu, who is on the corner edge of the box on the left-hand side. He strikes a great shot into the far corner, giving McGregor no chance. It is a great finish, but I feel Rangers should be closing the ball down a lot quicker here. Not sure if this is a reoccurring theme in Europe, but I feel like we give teams and players far too much time to think about what they're going to do with the ball and what they're going to do with their shot. It's not the SPFL, do you know what I mean? And I suppose it's only natural with the golfing class, obviously, but I just felt that he gave too much time. Look, I'm not taking away from his finish. It's a great finish. McGregor's got no chance, but Ali, it's the best start for Slavia and not the best start for us.
Yeah, we didn't start at all, to be honest. I mean, our text used to say, I think we're still pissed for the weekend. And I had the fear, to be honest, that weekend celebration would we go into this game sluggish. And that's how it sort of started, to be honest. I thought we showed Slavia a bit too much respect as well, standing off them. They did target Patterson's side again, which I think a lot of teams are trying to do. Obviously, Tav's not there now, but yeah, we've got to close the boy down quicker. He's got time. He uses Goldson to sort of curl his shot. McGregor's got no chance. It's a good finish for the boy, but he shouldn't be allowed that much time to have that shot.
Yeah, Scotia, you in agreement with that?
Yeah, well, I don't think we looked pissed or hungover or anything. I don't think it was that at all. I think Slavia were just the better team during that duration. You know, the first couple of minutes, I think we were both sizing each other up, and Slavia got the handling that straight away. We didn't. And then they just dominated us for the next 20, 25 minutes. The goal itself, yeah, it was a lovely goal by Stanic. Or Stanchu, I think. Stanchu, and it was a lovely goal by him.
Going, every time I heard that, I thought they were going to say Stanchion, so I'm going with Stanchu.
Yeah, lovely goal for him. Rangers probably should have done a bit better, but what I noted was it was Hadji that was running back to kind of get to the player. And, everyone else, Patterson was occupied, Goldson was occupied, Kamara were occupied by other players. And it was Hadji running back to get to it. That he was would have been there. And I was thinking to myself, maybe if Arfield's starting, that doesn't happen. Because Hadji's probably been asked to play that bit higher up. So it's not meant to be where he is. So I'm not placing the blame in any way on Hadji. But I noted that maybe if Arfield's playing there, we maybe don't lose that type of goal. Because we've got a few more players further back.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from with that, mate. To be honest, I'm not really putting the blame on a particular player. It was just too much space. Do you know what I mean? It's just too much space. But they'd occupied their players. I get that, but it was one of them ones that went in. You're like, it's a great finish, yeah. But when you see the replay back, Goldson's too far to come out. Kamara's tied up by his man, as you have said. Parsons been left by the boy on the left hand side, and yeah, Hadji's just not quite there. But again, from the first comment that I made, you could see that Rangers were trying to bring them on, so we could obviously break. So Hadji's probably sitting that wee bit further forward. But again, kind of nitpicking, I suppose. But it wasn't the best start. But the rest of the first 10 minutes is really dominated by Slavia. Rangers are not really getting out. Conceding possession far too easily, slack passes, and you can see that Slavia are a well-organised team and they've done their homework on how Rangers play. Rangers really needing to wake up in the first 20 minutes. Really wasn't good enough at all. Slavia were working much harder than Rangers, stopping us getting any time on the ball, keep getting caught out in possession, and there's only so many times you can do that in Europe without getting caught out and without conceding a goal. Again, though, I think I don't want to beat Rangers with the stick of the hangover or the hangover from the weekend or whatever. I just genuinely think Prague were more up for it in the first 20, 25 minutes. They looked much more up for it than we did. And Ali, you're probably right, mate, about we just showed just a wee bit too much respect. But yeah, so first 20 minutes, what's your thoughts, Ali? Are we going to have a long night?
Initially, yeah, that's what I thought, to be honest. Like I say, I did think we showed them too much respect. I mean, we're a good footballing team, Rangers. We should really be taking it to these teams. But to be fair, I mean, Slavia Prague, I mean, we talked on it earlier on and we all drew Slavia Prague. Everyone went, well, that's a good draw. And then when you actually read into Slavia Prague, folk went, well, Christ, they're actually a decent team. And they've not been beaten at their home ground in Europe since 2019, and that was Inter Milan that beat them. So they're no mugs, this mob. And you could tell they looked organised. Very similar kind of formation. We play the 4-3-3. Yeah, they looked a hard nut to crack, to be honest. And I just thought we needed to up it a wee bit. I thought we were too slack with passes at times. I thought Kamara and Aribo looked way off it at times. I thought Hadji, he's just a frustrating player at times, Hadji, but he's got that one wee bit of moment in him that will come to, obviously. But I just thought they were slightly off the pace, Rangers. But we've grown to see this with Rangers over umpteen games. It takes Rangers 20, 30 minutes to grow into a game for some reason. So, yeah, that's what I was hanging on, to be honest.
What your thoughts on 20 minutes, Scosh?
Yeah, similar to Ali's. Like, I'm looking at a couple of the notes I've stuck down, and it's like shocking control from Kent. Go to Hollander showed too much of the ball to their attacker. Goldson does the exact same a few seconds later, or a few minutes later. McGregor should probably be coming out to pick up a ball that could have resulted in an absolute catastrophe kind of thing. And yeah, and I think it was all down to Slavia. Thinking about it, Slavia played the way that we've played at our best this season. They were pressing high, they were stopping us from playing. And I thought they were really, really good. And we just couldn't, for that first 20, 25 minutes, couldn't manage to defeat what they were doing to us.
I thought their in fact you mentioned, I think in the pre-match Scotia, the boy that was up against Patterson, the 19-year-old Seema. I thought
Seema.
He was really good for 19 years of age.
Yeah, same as that Ba as well that plays for them. I've left a note. We'll come to him later on. He looked brilliant, that boy. He looked really, really good. Big, powerful player as well. But we'll move on. So Rangers finally got a breaker play up the park. They got a free kick. Hadji's fouled about 30 yards out from goal on the right-hand side. The pitch, Prague were playing a very, very high line. They were almost in line with where the wall was. It's a weird one to do. Rangers don't, obviously kind of took Rangers by surprise because we don't quite time the free kick properly with runners. We can't get to it and it's easily dealt with. And immediately after that though, Slavia Prague have got a chance right up the park, running through the middle of the defence from slack play in the middle of the park again from Rangers. But Hollander does really well this time. He does just enough to put off the Slavia player and the ball's put out wide. Barisic is then booked for bringing down a player on the left-hand side of the box. The free kick is fired to McGregor's near post, trying to catch him out, but he gets down to it and turns it round for a corner. And then Rangers get a real chance to break. Kent does really well, gets going, pass into the middle of the park to Hadji. Kent continues his run past Hadji, but it's a really, really poor pass from Hadji, and it's fair to say that Hadji was struggling, maybe more than most at this point. Ali, without jumping to what he does, at this point, he was frustrating the absolute life right out of me.
I think I've said it a few times. He's probably the slowest 21-year-old I've ever seen in my life, to be honest, as a footballer. I mean, I wish he would just unclip that caravan he's got behind him, because that's why he's... But to be fair, that's why he's at Rangers. If he had pace, he would have been nowhere near Rangers. But I just thought the way Rangers were playing, we were sitting deep. I thought we were trying to do this sort of counter-attacking football, and I thought it was always falling to Hadji when we were breaking it. You probably want it to fall to Ryan Kent all the time, and he's probably in that wee pocket, Hadji, to play that ball to a Ryan Kent or Morelos, and it just wasn't coming off for him at all, Hadji, and he was very, very frustrating that first half. And I mean, I think I texted in the group chat to say I would have taken him off and pushed if I know I said I would have brought Scott Wright on actually at that point. He was frustrating me, Hadji, but we've come to know that's the type of player Yanis Hadji is.
Yeah, but again, we obviously still need to remember his age, don't we, Scotia? He is only 21?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I come to expect it from Hadji, but I kind of know the type of player he is now a bit better than I did 6 months ago. And at times, this game was kind of not his type of game. It was maybe getting zipped about too quickly, and the press was a bit too high for him to do what he does at his best. So he wasn't frustrating me too much, to be honest. I kind of... And not that I knew it was coming, but I could appreciate where he was, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do. I get where you're coming from. And it's not that he doesn't try. Just say I don't want to be too harsh on the boy, because he really does work his arse off, for one of a better phrase. It just sometimes it's just frustrating to watch, and especially when you're trailing in Europe, it's like the wee passes that you should be doing better with, it doesn't happen, and it makes you more frustrated because you're a Rangers fan, and that's what happens to you when you watch Rangers. But yeah, it wasn't great at that point. Slavia Prague then have pretty much a chance. It's a carbon copy of their goal. Patterson takes a poor touch and gives it to Stanchu, a chance to recreate his opening goal, but this time it's wide of the post, and then out of absolutely nowhere, Rangers get an equaliser. So it's a deep free kick from Barisic on the left-hand side. It comes off, I think it's a Slavia player, I'm not sure, it might have been Connor Goldson it came off, I'm not 100%. Was it Goldson?
Yeah.
So it came off Goldson, the ball comes back across the goal, the boy we've just been ripping into say he's not playing his best, shows real instinct, bursts an absolute gut to get the ball before it goes out for a goal kick, and somehow manages to square the ball into the only place that you didn't think he was going to be able to get the ball to, and there's big Hollander with the easiest goal he's ever going to score in his life, taps it in. Rangers won, Slavia Prague won, Rangers won. Ali, how's it 1-1?
I don't know. I never seen it coming, to be fair. But Borna's got that in his locker. We all know he has to whip balls like that, and that's all that needs to happen. Big Goldson gets something to it. I mean, Haji's unclipped his caravan. He's got to the ball, put it back into a dangerous area. Fair play to Haji, and Big Phil following it up as all strikers do and put it in the back of the net. But no, I mean, I was fair play to Hollander. Great from Haji, the awareness to put it back into the danger zone. He didn't know anyone was there, and fair play to Big Hollander that was following that ball up. Great goal, and to me, one each was. Did we deserve it? Probably not, but that's football for you. And I was thinking, no, let's get to half time now and we'll regroup.
Yeah, Scotia, this is a huge goal for Rangers to get.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. I mean, the away goal is vitally important, particularly when you see how few goals Slavia Prague are conceding. I think they've only conceded 11 in Europe this season, not counting the Champions League qualifier that they had. This is what Haji's all about. The vision to play that where he does is magnificent. Going for it when it looks a wee bit of a lost cause, to be honest, as well. Plays it in, and that game, Kenny, up to that point, was giving me kind of visions of the way we played in the first half against Braga, when it just looked every time they were going up the pitch, I was like, oh, they're going to score. And then it takes that wee moment. And that's all it takes. One wee moment, and Haji's got us into the game. Phil's got us into the game with that goal. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was. I mean, as I say, I can't really describe how good Haji does here. I mean, he really does, and it's like, well, like, this is typical Rangers fans talking about a game of football here and talking about a player, because he wasn't playing great, but the way he manages to get the ball back across the face of that goal, and you actually I seen it at half time as well. You seen McCoy's talking about the goal, and he highlighted all the Slavia Prague players, and they were all, the only person that he could have played that ball to was Hollander. I mean, it was a really, really tremendous. They were all, there was no other player following in, but Big Phil has, and he's managed to get us a goal. And yes, I had a wee deleted row to myself. I did do the wee hesitation thing again though, where I stopped because I thought VAR were going to check it, so I stopped. Yes. I was like, no, it's a goal.
I was there with
one. Yeah. But that takes us to half time, so there's no added on minutes at the end of the half. Rangers have got the crucial away goal. I don't care if we didn't deserve it, I'm going to take it. This team, at this point, I'm thinking that they just don't give up, Rangers. They'll continue to go for it, continue to try and make things happen. And we managed to get a goal. As I say, let's not get this wrong. Prague are a good team. Do you know what I mean? They are a well-organised, well-drilled team. They knew what they were doing. They knew what their game plan was. They changed who was playing in what area. I don't know how many times as well, and they were constantly adjusting their formation as well. Their coach is obviously quite a clever man, because at points I was thinking they're really quite an impressive team. But as I say, it's 1-1 right now, Ali. Half-time thoughts. I'll take this at 90 minutes.
That was my thoughts exactly. I was like, can we fast forward this to 90 minutes and let's go now, go to Prague? But no, I agree with everything you say in terms of Prague. I was impressed with Prague. I thought they were very good. They reminded me very much of our Rangers team that we've been watching for the past God knows how long. I thought the two teams were... I mean, coming into the game, you look at their domestic form, European form, the two teams are very, very similar. And it was, like we said, a 50-50 shot, basically, this tie. And it's looking at a 50-50 shot. I thought one each. Did we deserve it at half-time? Possibly not, but I'll take it every day of the week. And I thought going into the second half, Rangers can't play how they played in the first half. So I thought, no, let's kick on and see what happens. But at that point, I would have taken a one each draw straight away.
Yeah, Scotia.
At that point, you go in at 1-1, and you're the one that's come back to come into it at 1-1. And the way we've been playing in Europe, we've started games in Europe slowly, and then in the second half we seem to fire on. So I had a wee bit of hope and optimism about me. As Ali says, yeah, Slavia were clearly the better team. I did think, to be fair, that Rangers kind of get the slightest of footholds into the game after about 25, 30 minutes, and then obviously we do score. And after that, we had a few more wee bits and pieces, but Slavia were still clearly the better team. But I thought we were sort of very slowly creeping into it, and it seemed I thought the first 15 minutes we were absolutely woeful, and we just still seemed to be on holiday a wee bit. But I thought we finally managed to kind of figure out how Slavia were playing, and we started coping with it a wee bit better. And as I say, I kind of had a wee bit of optimism going into the second half that we could come out quite high tempo and whatnot. And yeah, look forward to the second half.
Yeah, so I get it. As I say, I think I was more along the lines of just don't concede, Rangers. I don't care what you do, just don't concede another goal, because I don't want to be chasing the game. So just don't concede. That's always going through my head, and just get in 90 minutes. I'll take one each. But we'll jump into the second half. Both teams doing a high pressing now, causing long balls to become a bit of a regular occurrence. First 5 to 10 minutes, really, the better play comes from Prague, but I also think they're a wee bit more wary of the threat of Rangers, really. Very aware of what a second goal would mean for Rangers. Slavia were also identifying Morelos and Kent as the key men for Rangers. As soon as they get the ball, they were doubling up on them. The ref is pretty much giving free kicks for nothing as well. It's that kind of typical kind of European referee where it's not consistent. It's just this. A free kick's won and then it's not a free kick. It was just very, very confusing. And then Davis gets booked for winning the ball. Again, I can't understand how that's a booking, but maybe it's because we watch Scottish football. I don't know, but I can't figure out how that's a booking.
I can't. I've got written down here, Davis booked for nothing.
Yeah, he won the ball. Right. And even when when I watch the replay back, I'm going, no, he definitely wins the ball. So, what is he booking him for there? But anyway, let's not spend too much time on bloody referees, man. We'll do enough of it in Scotland. Then I've just noted down here, Bard down the right-hand side is causing Rangers real problems. Looks a real good player, and even had the audacity to put the ball through the legs of Aribo, resulting in a great cross, but Rangers just get it away. So we'll just pause here. He looked really good. That Seema, he didn't. Was it flattered to deceive? Is that the right term? Is that the right term to use? But I think that Stanchu and that Bar for them look real good players. Ali?
Yeah, they've got a lot of quality in their team. I thought they're they're a strong team as well, in terms of there was a few times young Patterson. I thought Patterson grew into the game, and I thought he did really well the second half. But there was times they targeted Patterson, and that 19-year-old boy that you were talking about previously, he bullied him a couple of times down there. But fair play to Patterson. We'll talk about Patterson later on, I'd expect. But I thought he done really well the second half. Patterson to come back. A lot of boys could maybe hide after that, but no, he showed what he was up for the battle. But no, I mean, I thought in terms of the first 10, 15 minutes, I thought Rangers started well. I thought the high press was there with Rangers. They looked better. I thought Joe Aribo was coming to the party all of a sudden. Kamara. And I thought Alfie as well. I thought winning free kicks, that's what he's up there to do. Alfie, he's the lone striker. He's there to win free kicks, gets up the park. I thought he'd done that really well today. I mean, that's where the goal came from in the first half. Alfie winning a free kick. So, no, I was positive, to be honest. But they were a threat, that team.
Yeah, Scotia, thoughts on a few of the Slavia players?
Yeah, there's a quality throughout that team, really. Yeah, the Bar was absolutely fantastic, I thought, today. There was Provod, he was really good. Ollie Inca that came off at half time, why is he getting taken off? I think they've got a game on Sunday. I know they've got a game on Sunday, but I think it's against a mob quite low down the Czech league. So I wasn't sure why he came off. Seema, yeah, he probably wasn't as good as he can be. I've not seen any of him, to be fair, so I don't know how good he is. But from what I've heard, I've seen.
Oh, we lost you, Scosh. We lost you.
Is,
you went into the black hole there, Scosh. You're back now.
Again.
But you were saying about Seema that
where did you lose me then?
You said about Seema that you've not seen a lot of him, obviously.
Yeah, I've not seen any of him, to be honest. But from what I've heard about him, he's hot property. I think he's only started sort of this season. Really, he's come into the first team, and I'd seen that the Slavia Prague Twitter page had put out a tweet saying how on fire is this boy, and it's Sima, then it was just all the Rangers fans putting gifs of Morelos up and stuff,
Morelos,
and they
yeah,
said please no more Morelos. It was quite good, yeah. But yeah, that Slavia team, yeah, looked very very good, and there was a lot of players there that you could probably see going on to bigger and better clubs throughout Europe. Because I think, I mean, they're on course to be in the Champions qualifiers along with us next season. So we could face them, actually.
Yeah, they do have quality within that team. There is no doubt about it. A few of them that I wouldn't mind seeing in a blue jersey, and I think that's the highest praise I could probably give them. Is a few of them I thought he looks like a cracking player. That Sima he kind of got moved out to the left hand side, and he was trying to isolate Patterson as much as he could, and Patterson was obviously told to follow him as well, because there was a few times they were playing the switch ball out to the left hand side, and Patterson was kind of getting caught between a rock and a hard place. Did he follow Sima? Did he come out? So it was a shift and a half for Patterson today. It really was, but we'll come on to a point later in the game, but he showed real maturity today. He showed real belief in himself, real belief in his own ability, and obviously Big Connor beside him was obviously walking him through the game as well, which was really good to see. So we'll continue on with the game. Rangers get the first attempt at goal just after the hour mark. Good play down the right hand side. Morelos cuts it back to Aribo, but the shot is well wide. Morelos, as I says, playing a wee bit more outright now, trying to get down the channels. The first sub's made. Scott Arfield comes off and Hadji comes on. We've obviously spoke about Hadji. He showed his moment to get us back in the game, but apart from that, he didn't do a great deal. Rangers then get the best chance of the second half. Rangers getting possession up the park. Great work from Aribo out in the left-hand side. Beats his man, gets to the byline and picks out Ryan Kent in the middle of the box. He doesn't strike it well, but it loops up and it's on its way into the top corner. But the Slavia keeper makes a great save. But this is much more like it from Aribo. And Ali, as you say, you prefer Aribo in the top three, and this shows why you're probably right with that opinion, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I said earlier on that I thought he came at the party the second half. Aribo, I thought the Slavia back line shat himself every time Joe Aribo got that ball, because Joe Aribo doesn't know what he's doing with the ball, so how are they meant to know what he's doing with the ball? And he's got that little bit of magic, Aribo, and he does it there, pulls it back to Ryan Kent, scuffs the shot, Kent, to be fair, but like you say, it loops, and the keeper does well to keep it out. But no, he was growing more and more into that game, Joe Aribo. Yeah,
and then Rangers really should take the lead as well. Another wonderful cross from Barisic on the left-hand side. All someone has to do is get a touch on it, goalwards, but Goldson is either just put off by the defender in front of him or he closes his eyes, but he just doesn't make contact with it. It flashes right across the goal line. Scotia, should Goldson be scoring here?
I think he should probably, yes. Because you could see his head go in his hands as soon as it went past him that he knew he should have done a bit better. I think, Rangers up until that point as well. Don't know if he's noticed it, but I think we tweaked the formation slightly. I think Hadji dropped a wee bit deeper, and then obviously Arfield had come on as well. But I think we switched the formation up a wee bit, because in the first half it was more of you could definitely see the lines of the 4-3-3. Whereas when into the second half, I think we changed it up a wee bit, and that definitely had an impact on the game, because I thought we were going further and further into the game. And as Ali had mentioned, Aribo does start playing better. And I don't know if that's because the formation's changed a wee bit, that's given him a wee bit more license to get up a bit further.
Yeah. You're probably right. I think it almost looked like the Christmas tree at some points as well. But the kind of two wide forwards really coming quite narrow as well. I think we were really trying to get a foothold in the game. But as I say, the second half for Rangers was much better than the first. I'm not going to lie. We couldn't have been much worse than the first half, to be honest, in the second, because we weren't great in the first. But yeah, I thought at points Rangers were trying their best really to get into it, but it was such a 50-50 game. I mean, I'm not going to lie, and I think the result of this is massive. Obviously, we'll come on to the end of the game, but a 1-1 draw really is huge. So Slavia make a change at this point, and they've changed their shape, moving Sima through the middle. Rangers take a few minutes to adjust it, allowing Prague to get more possession up the park. But another chance really comes to Rangers. Arfield breaks forward down the right hand side, plays it to Kent, who plays in Aribo down the right-hand channel with a great pass. He cuts back again, and he tries to pick out Morelos at the back post with his right foot. Now, Ali, if he's on his left-hand side here, he shoots.
Yeah, I was screaming for him to shoot. I know what he's doing, trying to play it back, but he's got it in his locker, Joe Aribo, to score these goals. And we've seen him score these goals, and I just wish he would do it more often or shoot more often. And yeah, it was the wrong choice for Joe Aribo there, and yeah, he should have had a shot.
Yeah. Scotia, you think he should be shooting?
Yeah, he should, but I think, see, with Aribo, it's something that he does quite a bit, that he also carries the ball when he's running, sometimes a bit longer than I think he should. He should maybe pass it a wee bit earlier. So, maybe that's something that just needs to get drilled into him a wee bit more to kind of take those chances on when they present themselves.
Yeah,
it might be a wee bit the Arsenal school of football, that way where it's almost pass the ball into the net.
Yeah, I can get where you're coming from with that, mate. But at that point, I thought he was probably the best player on the park, to be honest. I thought for the wee 15 minutes, I thought Aribo, every time he got the ball, he looked very dangerous. But the game's really opening up for Rangers on the break. I thought at this point, Kent getting a chance to break forward, but can only manage to win a corner. But the chance could come for Rangers here. But I'm also thinking, don't commit too much, as a score draw is a great result. Rangers make another sub, Aribo goes off and Roof comes on. Rangers obviously hoping for one more chance or completely changing the shape to try and kind of shore things up. But I was a bit shocked at this one, to be honest. I'm shocked that we took Aribo off. I didn't see that coming at all. Might be a wee knock, we don't know. I don't know if Gerrard will get asked about it after the game. But yeah, I was a wee bit shocked at that. Following from that, probably the best defensive work of the game, really. It's a chance for Slavia Prague. They have some real good work down their right-hand side with Ba. Again, great cut back, and it looks like the shot on goal was on. But Patterson slides in and makes a great block. Great reading of the game by the young lad. That's just top class defending by him. It really is.
Yeah, they pulled us out of position there, and when a guy pulls it back, I thought, oh no, here we go. And there's young Patterson flinging himself at it. What you want from your defenders. Blocks it really, really well, and it actually then goes out to Morelos, who wins a free kick for us further up the park to get us further up the park too. So it was good from Morelos. But no, I mean, you want to touch on Patterson quickly now. I thought the first half, he got a bit of the run around in the first half, and like I said earlier on, a lot of young lads I think would hide after that. But I thought, like you said, he showed a lot of maturity for a boy, 19, I think he's 19. And I thought he grew more and more into this game. And I thought that second half, the last half hour of that second half, I thought Patterson was one of our best players in the park, to be honest, for a 19-year-old lad. And yeah, hats off to him to keep going. And I thought he played really well, especially that last half hour.
Yeah, Scotia, this is unbelievable defending. You're a defender at heart, mate, so you'll be able to tell us.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You keep going on about that. I should never have said that. Bloody hell. No, yeah, this tackle, was really good. But see, just before that as well, he made two clearances with his head. That he kind of cleared them. It was in the same move as well. And he cleared them. And I was really impressed with it when that happened as well, because I think a bit of the rest of the defence and midfield had got a wee bit pulled out of position, so he was almost on his own at that point, and I thought he'd done really well to kind of manage that situation. And I totally agree with Ali, that last half hour. I mean, I've noted down, he's now in contention for one of my man of the matches, just for the way he was playing in the sort of last half hour. And yeah, for a boy, 19 years of age, second start in Europe, absolutely fantastic tonight, I thought.
Yeah, so I'm going to gloss over a wee suicide pass that happened from Goldson in the middle of the park that led to a break, and Hollander managed to unorthodox way of defending, but he still managed to get out for a corner. There's a sub, Kamara comes off, and Zungu makes his 3-minute appearance like he seems to be doing every game. And then a save that's... I mean, I genuinely cannot put into words this save from Alan McGregor. So they have a corner. The boy meets it, flushes you like with a header. It's straight into the bottom left-hand corner. McGregor gets down to his left, stops the ball dead with his left hand. I genuinely can't give this save any justice with words. It is top draw. It is world class. It is sensational. It is tremendous. Scotia, this man is just a machine.
Oh, I mean, what can you say? I've seen someone on Twitter said, "Is that save up there with the Bremen save?" And you know what? When it comes
It
down to it,
is.
and what could happen following next week, it will be yes. Um, I feel so, there must be some scouts around Europe going, "Oh, that Rangers goalkeeper's really good. We should look into him more," and then turn around and realise that he's 39 years of age. I mean, he's like a whiskey. He just gets better with age, doesn't he? It's
A, a
can't speak highly enough of
very
him.
good reference, that Scotia. I
You
like that.
you you like a whiskey as well, Scotia. So
I do indeed, yes.
But Ali, I mean, this he's 39. What is? I mean, honestly, when he saved it, I was like, that's unnatural. That save.
yeah, I mean, BT cameras nearly missed it because when the ball came in, I was like, "What's going on here?" And all of a sudden, but it's the way. I mean, I thought when that boy connected with it, I thought that's a goal. But the way he
Oh,
connects with it, the way he saves it and brings it into his body, it's like now you were a kid when you had that mitt that had the Velcro on it, you would throw a ball at each other and it would stick to it. It was like I had one of them on for some reason. But for a guy of 39, and we all had a laugh and joke at McGregor going to playing earlier on, and he looked like a guy that was absolutely burst for the weekend. Christ, if I could produce that type of magic after the weekend when I've been burst, honestly. It was that is why Alan McGregor is world class. I think he's getting better with age, Alan McGregor, and I'll tell you what. I hope Steven Gerrard and the rest of them have got a contract ready for Alan McGregor not playing on the way home because he's got at least another year in him.
Oh, at least it honestly does. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm presuming everybody that's listening to this has seen it. But I genuinely mean it. It's got to be the save of the season because it's ridiculous. As soon as that boy, I was the same as you, Ali. As soon as that boy headed it, I went. The brief second that the ball was in the air from his head to McGregor's left hand, I went, fuck, that's a goal. And he saved it. And it's not that he saved it, he stopped it coming back out the goal as well. It doesn't come back into the box. It defies physics. Like
It's better than that Griffiths save. I would say it's better than the Griffiths save.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a conversation.
That's right up there. Two completely different saves,
but yeah, I mean, I could go on about it all night. I don't want to sit here and talk about it all night, but what a save.
You know the only thing I did, I know yous won't care, but Scotland are coming up to playing their first tournament in 23 years, and I would love it if McGregor was there for us, for Scotland. Obviously, it won't be, but what a guy.
I know you're into Scotland, and me and Carney really don't give a monkeys about it, to be honest, Scotia, but Alan McGregor is by far the best Scottish goalkeeper out there. There is no one even close to him.
By a mile, by an absolute mile. By a mile.
Yeah.
Who is the Scotland goalkeeper? Is it David Marshall? He doesn't
David
even
Marshall,
lace,
I think,
doesn't even lace McGregor's boots.
No, I know, I agree, and I think you would probably have to go back to what the season that Gordon was at Hearts, where you would have a conversation about them two, and the conversation would always fall down on team lines, and you know one of them's in the goal, and you don't do badly in goal, so you don't swap them out. But I can't disagree. McGregor's still the best Scottish goalkeeper around at the moment.
Yeah, but yeah, just he really did. He saved the point for us tonight. He really did. And that's pretty much the end of the game. There's 3 minutes of added on time. Nothing really happens, and it's Slavia Prague 1, Rangers 1. This is a massive result for Rangers. A truly huge result. I'm over the moon with it. It's a 1-1 draw. Yeah, people might be thinking, oh, what are you saying that for? And we probably did have the better of the chances in the second half, but to get out of there, well, 1-1 draw, to get back to Ibrox, we're in a cracking position in this tie to go through. So, Ali, your thoughts at full time, mate?
Yeah, second half I thought Rangers were much, much better. Looked more like the Rangers we've come to watch this season. Like you say, probably could have nicked it. They probably said they could have nicked it in terms of the McGregor save. So 1 each was probably a fair scoreline. We've got that crucial away goal, which is huge. Going back to Ibrox next week, I still put it a 50-50 shot next week. I still think they're a very good team. I would say they'll probably score at Ibrox next week, but to have a kind of shootout, a one-off game, and it's at Ibrox, I would fancy Rangers next week. I really would. We've played them now. We know what they're all about, this team. I think Rangers will be more organised next week. Obviously, we won't be in the piss this weekend, so we'll be fresh for it. But no, I was. If somebody told me before before the game it would be one each, I would have bitten your hand off for it. And no, I'm absolutely delighted.
Scotia.
Yeah, fantastic. I should have listened to my head and went to the 1-1. But I cannot be disappointed in any way with that 1-1. You know, as Ali says, it's that away goal in Europe is vitally important. Yeah, and delighted. And I'm feeling confident because we can play much better than we did play, particularly in the first half. And I'm like this. I'm never sure if it's down to us being absolutely terrible that first half or if it's down to how good Slavia were. But I feel confident that we can play better next week and, you know, not make it look as bad as it was that first half. But I think over the course of the game, 1-1's probably a fair result because Slavia didn't have overly many chances apart from the one that McGregor saved, and there was a few others. But yes, I think 1-1 is a fair result and absolutely delighted with it.
Yeah, couldn't really ask for more. It's brilliant, as I say, and that McGregor save was really just topped off a really decent performance, a really decent result. More than a decent result, I'm not really doing it any justice by saying that. It's a really great result for Rangers. I can't underestimate how decent a team Slavia Prague are. They are a good footballing team. There is no doubt about it, and you can see why they're being so successful in their own domestic league. They're still unbeaten. So, yeah, I mean, for Rangers to get out there with a draw tonight, I am absolutely delighted. So, man of the match, gentlemen. Scotia, do you want to go first, mate?
I can do, yes, and it comes down to one moment and one moment only with a few minutes left to play. It's Alan McGregor. 2-1 wouldn't have been a disastrous result tonight, but 1-1's so much better, and that save gave us the 1-1. So for that one moment in the game, I'm giving it to Alan McGregor. There's a few others that I've got notes down about, but I'll let Ali and yourself take those away if you want.
That's fair enough, mate. Ali, on you go, mate.
Yeah, I know what Scotia's saying. I struggled for a man in the match up to 89 minutes. To be fair, I thought Hollander played quite well. I thought Goldson played well, apart from his one wee bomb scare he had. I thought wee Alfie done well. All he had to do was hold a ball up. Patterson came into the game. I thought he played well too. But no, I thought that team were really good at set pieces and putting balls into the box today. And I thought McGregor done really well with a lot of these balls that come in, punched them away. But no, that save, as Scotia said, 89th minute, that save. That's got us out there with a one each, which could be massive in terms of this result. So, no, I agree with Scotia. Shagger, Alan McGregor is man of the match for me too.
Yeah, it's going to be a full house. I think it kind of has to be with McGregor's performance, just based on what you said as well there, Ali. Some of the balls into the box, he did really well to deal with them tonight. I will have a special mention for Nathan Patterson, though. I think if McGregor hadn't have made that save, I'd have probably gave it to Patterson for the way that he came on in the second half. I thought he was really good, but that save, you can't. I mean, that's as good as Morelos scoring a volley for 30 yards. It really is. That's how good a save it is. It has to be McGregor for that save. So that's us. Rangers obviously go into next Thursday. That's the next time we play as well. There's no football this weekend, so we've got a full week to prepare for that and build up to that. But yeah, feeling good about it. Let's just hope we show up, play a wee bit better in the first half, get the first goal, and we can kind of take it from there. But yeah, well done to Rangers tonight. We really couldn't ask for much more. So, gentlemen, as always, Ali, thank you very much for your time tonight, mate.
No problem.
And Scotia, thanks very much, mate.
Yeah, cheers. What I was going to say quickly is see the way they defend free kicks. I think we might get a wee bit of joy with how high they defend their free kicks next week. So I'm looking forward to next week, and I will speak to you after that, and hopefully us going through to the quarterfinals.
And us being rather jolly if we do. We'll be rather happy. But yeah, so as I said, that'll do us for tonight. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a wee 5-star rating, leave us a comment. It really does make a huge difference, and it really does help support us. Thank you all for listening. As I say, please like, subscribe, follow, share anywhere that you can. Rangers' unbeaten run continues in Europe, and we really couldn't ask for any more than that, and we roll on to next Thursday. So we are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, and we will speak to you all next time. Cheers.